Welcome to the Just Talk with Rachel, and we are continuing on our discussion on boundaries. In the previous episode, we discussed what boundaries are. What is it that we mean when we are referring to certain personal boundaries? And now we are going to discuss the importance of setting boundaries. We are going to discuss the 7 reasons why setting boundaries is very important. 7 reasons why it's important to set boundaries. Boundaries are important because you will be true to yourself. When you know what you want and you communicate it, and when you know what you don't want and you communicate it, you are basically being honest and true to yourself. And no one can do it for you. And this is very important because unless you know what is important to you, unless you know what you want, there's no way how other people will know. There's no how other people will understand if they have crossed the boundary or not. The next reason why boundaries are important is because it is the best self-care you can give yourself. When you speak of self-care, we are referring to listening to your needs, understanding your needs, nurturing your needs so that you can give the best of yourself. There's no way how you can give yourself to others if you don't have enough. There's no way how you can give 100% if what you only give yourself is 10%. So when you don't have boundaries, it basically means that you are going to be depleted. It means that you do not care about yourself. You do not love yourself. You would rather do what other people want you to do rather than understand, acknowledge, and be truthful to yourself. The third reason why setting boundaries is important is setting boundaries frees you from the burden of always thinking what other people will say. It frees you from the slavery of always binding your needs with the needs of other people. Remember this, everyone is living their own life. Every person is on their journey to living a fruitful life. So if your life will always be a function of what other people are saying or how other people should feel, we are not saying that we should go around upsetting other people. We are simply saying you need to free yourself. You need to liberate yourself from the burden of always putting everyone else ahead of yourself, making everything else, everybody else a priority and yourself an option. The fourth reason why setting boundaries is important is that it helps you from overextending yourself unnecessarily beyond what you can bear. You know your limits. You know you can do this much. You know you can be in one place at a time. Picture this. You've got 3 invitations to 3 events, which unfortunately are happening on the same day. Saturday afternoon, what do you normally do? Do you say yes to them? And then you keep on spending 5 minutes hopping from one event to the other? How does it make you feel? When you are there, what do you talk about? From my experience, from what I have done in the past, when I get to a place, I will make sure that other people know that, by the way, I've got another engagement somewhere. I'm just here for a few minutes. I need to go somewhere else. I'm just here to show you a face. Does it sound familiar? Yes, we've all been victims to that, where we are taking beyond what we can bear, where we are saying yes, many yeses, because the no button is no longer functioning. When we've got boundaries, we will avoid overextending ourselves. We will avoid overstretching. We will avoid promising things that we know that it is difficult to deliver. This brings to mind one event or the other time when my daughter, I think it's about 3 or 4 years ago, she even said to me, because I had about 4 engagements, and for all these engagements, I was supposed to prepare a dish to take with. My daughter said to me, Mom, you must Stop saying yes. You must stop committing to things that you know is going to cost you. Because what it meant I woke up early in the morning, cooking 3 dishes, 4 dishes, just because I have already committed myself. So what I'm talking about here is from my personal experience. It's something that I have been a victim to. It's a people-pleasing disease that I am recovering from. Therefore, it is very important to look after yourself so that you don't overextend beyond what you can reasonably do. The fifth reason why you need to set boundaries is that you are going to be realistic. You are going to set limits. You are going to agree to things that are within your reach. You are not going to overextend. You are not going to agree to things that you know that you'll not be able to do. And what a relief when you know that whatever that you have said yes to, it's within your delivery capability. It's within the limits of what you can comfortably, the word there is comfortably. It should not be something that is so strenuous. It should not be something that is giving you sleepless nights. Whenever you see yourself having sleepless nights over a decision that you have agreed to, then you must know that that boundary was not serving you. Almost doesn't count. If you say, I've got boundaries, but they're 50-50. Sometimes I set boundaries, sometimes I don't set boundaries. Almost doesn't count. It's either you set boundaries or you don't. So you need to learn from how you feel after you have said yes to something. If it gives you sleepless nights, if it gives you uncomfortable vibes, your intuition is not saying things right, then you might have stepped your very own boundaries. The sixth reason why setting boundaries is important, oh my, it gives you peace of mind. You sleep, you just enjoy your life. You don't have pressures, you don't have expectations, you don't have things that you've committed to which you are finding difficult to deliver. You are living true, authentic life. You are happy, you've got joy. Because sometimes if you say yes to something and you know that you'll not be able to do it, you know what happens thereafter? The entire day you'll be thinking, oh, why did I say yes? What am I going to do? How can I do it? What if I don't? What if I say no? What if I go back? Is that peace? Is that happiness? No. Have you seen yourself complaining to other people? I've been a victim of that. I've agreed to some things which I found myself complaining to other people as to why I've said yes to those. Why I've said yes to those things. It gave me so much stress. And I couldn't think of going back to the person to say, by the way, I'm sorry, I'll not be able to do this, though I know how much it means to you. That is why the learnings that I have gotten, the skills that I've acquired, the journey that I have been on, is something that I cannot hold back. And I found it necessary to share with you as to how you can live a happier life. And this brings us to the seventh reason as to why setting boundaries is important. It allows you to be truthful to yourself. It allows you to be authentic. It allows you to be yourself, not anybody else. It allows you to live a value-driven life, a life that is driven by what makes you happy, a life that is driven by what you want to do, a life that is driven by not having to explain yourself. Because if you set boundaries, if you say no to something, it's not a good thing to give a laundry list of reasons and excuses as to why you said no. Those that matter do not mind. Those that mind don't matter. Be truthful to yourself, be authentic, and live a happier life. Well, you might be wondering, with all the good reasons as to why we should set boundaries, why then is it difficult? Why then do we find ourselves in situations where we are finding it difficult to set boundaries. This is what we are going to discuss in the next episode. If you haven't done so, remember to subscribe so that you don't miss on this amazing discussions which comes to you every Friday on the Just Talk with Rachel. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again next week.